I'm a big New Order fan. I like the band a lot. And it might surprise you to know that I also like Duran Duran. Does that surprise you that I like Duran Duran?
Nope.
I'm a metalhead of the highest order, but you know, I'm a very complex and enigmatic individual, Bill. No one can ever pin me down. And I mention those two bands because if you are a fan of either or both of those bands, they're going to have back-to-back documentaries on Showtime. So I guess there are a couple of variables here. You have to like New Order and or Duran Duran, and you have to get Showtime. But if you check those boxes, December the 27th, they're going to be showing back-to-back documentaries on those bands. I mention this because I'm excited.
I don't have Showtime anymore. I just got rid of it.
What?
Yeah.
You're not watching Ray Donovan?
Never watched it.
What are you, a communist? You're not watching Ray Donovan?
Nope.
Wow.
Never watched it.
All right. Well, it's not for everyone.
And that's the thing is I watched like 2 series in like the year that I had Showtime. So
what were you watching on Showtime?
I watched the Escape from Dannemora.
Yep.
And I watched the Fox News one. What was that?
Oh, The Loudest Voice.
Yes. So I watched those.
You never watched House of Lies or anything like that?
Oh, you know what? I did watch House of Lies.
Yeah.
I didn't get all the way to the end, but I think that's on like just regular Amazon Prime now.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Because it's like been out for a while.
Well, New Order Decades is the documentary. I think they're going to show that first. I think each of them are 90 minutes, and then they're going to show Duran Duran, There's Something You Should Know, that will basically chronicle the 40 years that... Now, Duran Duran is a band that I came to late, because when I was in high school, all the girls liked Duran Duran, but music was way too... I couldn't appreciate that kind of music until I got a lot older, because it was like fairy music to me, you know what I mean? I liked Metallica, I liked King Diamond, I liked Motorhead, still love those bands. But I've broadened my mind over the years to appreciate these bands for what they do. I've always liked New Order. So anyway, if you dig those bands, and I mention it because they're airing back-to-back documentaries on December the 27th, we will be gone then. So I mention it.
But not forgotten.
Well, I hope not. I mention it so that you can perhaps put it in your calendar, as I have, so that you can remind yourself.
There's a cooking show spinoff of based on the band Duran Duran called Saran Saran.
Wait, say again?
Nothing. I'm being so stupid.
What was the setup?
I just didn't know. I don't know any of those band songs. And when you say Duran Duran, I think of Saran Wrap. And so I said it's a kitchen cooking show called Saran Saran. Get it? You store your foods and things, and that's what it's about. Proper food storage.
Sounds like a short show.
Yeah, that band was really into proper food storage.
Yeah.
So, but you know Duran Duran songs. You
Whip
know,
it good.
That's
Smell.
Devo. Hungry Like the Wolf. You know that
Oh,
one.
the wolf eats at night because he's hungry.
No, you know Reflex. I know I'll hit you with a Duran Duran song, you know. Girls on Film, I mean, that's old. You might not know that one.
I think you might not know. Yeah, but notice how
I
we're
don't
not
think I know any of them.
shocked. The way you guys get shocked when you know a song that you listened to when you were 13 years old.
Yeah.
That 2 adult men don't know. And you guys are like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't know this song.
Oh.
This song all the time.
Forgot you were better than us.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm kidding. Nope. This sounds like Christmas lights. Good.
And I'm hungry like the wolf. You know that
Wait,
one?
I know this. Hold on.
Yeah.
See,
This
you
is
know Duran
Corona
Duran.
Cruise music. That one was.
Okay.
Right?
Not really.
I could see them.
two
I mean, they
tickets.
could do it, yeah.
Yeah.
I could
that's
see
the
them
one,
playing
right?
Duran
I mean,
Duran.
they could, but that's more.
Was that same song?
The genre that they're in is more new wave, not yacht rock.
Oh.
Do you know the comeback song? I mean, at this point, it's about 15 years old, but this was when Duran Duran came back with kind of a different sound. This was like their big hit, like 15 years ago, maybe. You don't remember
yet.
Come Undone?
Not yet. No.
You don't remember this?
Not at all.
Great song, by the way. All right.
That last one I knew. 2 tickets and roll the dice.
That's Eddie Money,
Eddie
who
Money,
just
that's a different
passed
song.
away.
Never mind. Play that last song again then. That's what I thought. Do, 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 do.
That's Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah.
How does the chorus go?
And I'm hungry like the wolf.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
think
thought
you
it was.
Yeah.
I'm hungry inside, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
Nope.
Oh, really?
I thought that was a 2 tickets roll the dice song.
No, it's not that.
That's 2 tickets to paradise that you're thinking of.
It's not about the craps table?
And
No.
well, I think once you get to paradise, I imagine they had gambling. Else, why would it
Yeah.
be called paradise? But yeah, that was the late great Eddie Money there.
Oh.
You could be thinking of when Bill had 2 liters of Diet Coke. Does that ring any bells?
Bill's got 2 liters of Diet Coke. Please don't try any of this at home. It's just too goddamn much Diet Coke. Bill's got 2 liters of Diet Coke. Whoa.
I mean, that's
That one is
pretty straightforward. I don't even recall the context of 2 liters of
I
Diet
do.
Coke.
There was a professional eater, like one of those guys that does all the contests. He chugged an entire 2 liter of Diet Coke
Oof.
and then
Threw up.
let out an enormous burp. So then Miles and I tried to do it.
Oh, didn't they
and
do that with heavy metal music too? That was another one that they did a metal
we
remix
did that.
of.
We did the heavy metal remix of that.
Oh.
That was something that we made. Yeah,
That's a
Oh,
real
yeah.
burp?
it's a real burp. Yeah.
Sounds like a koala.
It does. It
Yeah,
sounds like
I
the
mean-
koala having sex.
Right.
Yeah, I made that for our YouTube channel years ago.
Oh, you made that.
I made
Oh,
that,
there
yeah.
it is, Bill
Yeah.
Squire.
Uh-huh.
Look at you.
He's your video coordinator.
Yes, he is my
Whatever.
video guy.
Director.
Here's a comment. This is definitely better than the original. It's succinct. It's to the
There
point.
you go.
You get what he means. Yeah. All right. There you go.
I always do like comments like when someone will comment like on a stand-up video and they'll just be like, I do not like this. And I'm like, well.
I read one today.
You know,
I know.
From a
I do
video.
not like this.
There's a video that's like from 2012, and the comment's 6 years old, and the comment is just, I can't believe people are laughing at this.
Right. It's, just,
I didn't even crack a smile. And I'm just like,
it's so to the point.
and you had to, like, who takes the time to write that out? Instead of going, like, if I don't like something, I go, well, next thing.
Yeah.
Just
I
get
had
off of
someone
it.
was like, I keep trying to like her and I just can't. I'm like, well, that's fine.
Well, and I know that it's a different situation, but to me, it always sticks in my mind the same way. That any comic knows that if everyone's laughing while you're on stage, you will zero in on the person who's not laughing,
yeah.
Right.
okay? You'll focus on that person and mentally try to win them over.
Right.
But we don't
And
do
then you'll
that.
get off stage and be like, I bombed or I didn't do well because one person just had their arms crossed.
But we don't do that with people who leave nasty comments. We don't ever go back and go, well, what about it was it that you didn't like? We just go, screw them.
Comment section.
No,
Yeah.
I've
Because you don't see them.
Because that's one of those things that, like, I used to engage people, but now I realize that if someone's going, like, it's different to sit at a club and not enjoy something and just sit there quietly and not
Yeah,
participate.
not be
Because
disruptive.
They're not
you're
heckling you.
You're generally just not vibing with the guy, the
Right.
person on stage. So that makes sense to me. But when someone is going out of their way to leave a comment, that's an attention-seeking behavior to say they want you to engage them. They think that if they say a negative thing, then you're gonna come back at them, then they can just go back and forth with you.
But sometimes
that's
if-
usually what
Mm.
happens.
Right, but sometimes if you do hit them and go, well, like what? Not like not going
Yeah,
back and
just,
forth.
hey,
with them. They'll
share
go,
your opinion.
I was just,
Right.
I didn't think you'd actually respond.
There
Yeah,
was
that's
or I was
exactly
having
what
a
it
bad
is.
day
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
That happened to me when I was in Minnesota. I was already having a bad day. I was having a tough time being away, and I was just 4 months of being on the road got
Have
to
a
me.
Tough time being away. Have a tough time being at home. Make up your mind.
I just am never happy.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy left a nasty comment on my Instagram, and I was just in the mood enough to fight with him. And I went back and forth with him for like maybe 5 or 6 comments. And he kind of got that way where he was like, oh, I didn't think you were going to respond, blah, blah, blah. But then he like doubled down, and then he asked me out like 2 comments after that. And then I just deleted it and blocked him, and it felt so good. I just blocked someone on Twitter
No,
yesterday.
I don't
that
block
felt so
anybody.
good.
Mute. Don't block.
I mute.
Oh, I blocked them.
I never
I
give.
don't even want you to look at my page anymore. If
Oh,
this is how
really?
you feel, then you don't need to be here. There's a guy that consistently would comment on the video screen and be like, oh, on your phone again, huh? Gotta cross your legs when you sit? That looks real good.
Oh,
and
you
I'm
do
like,
it out of spite.
And I'm just like, if you don't, well,
yeah,
why are
that's-
you tweeting this at me?
Yeah, I just mute
I
people.
don't
I don't
care.
want
I
to. I don't. They can look at my stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't want to
No.
see them in my feed.
I don't want
I
to give them
blocked
the
him.
satisfaction of me
Wow.
blocking
Now you don't
them.
even get to see my tweet.
But
So
I'm just
bye.
saying, I don't even want people to get the satisfaction of me blocking them. Like, letting them know that they got to me. Like, no, you're not going to get that satisfaction. Nope.
But then they
mute
can't
you.
ever get to you again.
Do you think they'd be
You win in that
satisfied though if you
situation.
blocked them?
Probably.
No, they can't get no
No, see,
satisfaction.
but like,
Alan.
if like I have a bunch of people muted and like they'll like tweet at me and then I'm just ignoring them, so they think that they're sending these things out, and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it, so I don't care.
Yeah,
I decided to
Yeah.
just block them.
Or I
Oh,
just
it's
don't read
always
the
funny,
comments.
and I
don't
know
read the comments.
I know when these people comment. I know when these people like tweet at me because other people will get into fights with them on my
And then
timeline.
you won't be able to see it
And
or
it's like
whatever,
you have like muted this person or this comment is hidden, but like people go in, they're like blah blah blah. Poundcake probably has you muted because he hasn't even responded. I'm like, I do have him muted. So it's just funny because people know. I don't like. I barely respond on Twitter as it is. You think I'm going to waste my energy on someone who thinks I have a big nose? Get a ticket and
Right.
stand in line.
It's
And
not,
also-
and I'm good.
Mary, in defense of Mary, she doesn't have a computer, so a lot of times
Right,
she's
and
using
that's
her phone.
what I try to explain to
look
people.
up things that we're doing on the show.
So like when you say James Harden, and I'm like, I think I know who that guy
Right.
is. I'm not texting. I'm Googling James Harden. I don't have any other way to
She's
do
got
it.
this super fancy phone that not only allows her to send text messages, but she can look up
Whatever.
things on Google.
I once saw
Internet.
Mary sending b-hole pics.
What? When I first got on dating apps, I would send pictures of my cat's butthole to guys. I would.
Got my dog.
Why?
When they would ask for nudes, I would send.
Did they know?
No.
I think they probably
Yes, they
figured
did.
it
They
out.
figured it out.
No,
yeah.
you could see it was her tail and stuff.
Yeah.
But like they'd be like, add me on Snap and let's send sex.
Sweet Tabby
That's
on
funny.
Snapcat.
Listen, Grant Larson is on the phone from the National Park Service.
I cannot meet with him right now. We are in crisis mode, okay? Larry, just tell him I need to reschedule because I am trying to fix my beehole disaster.
Okie dokie.
No, Larry, don't tell him that. Don't mention my beehole.
All right, I got a shot for you to win $1 million. That is the grand prize that we are giving away over the holidays. One person will win. This is your way in to being one of those people, so good luck.
Your shot at $1 million now.
Text the nationwide keyword cash to the number 200-200. That's cash to the number 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info, and standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's cash to the number 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
Alan, do you think it was rude of the Rock Hall to have Duran Duran induct Roxy Music when Duran Duran themselves have never even been nominated to the Rock Hall?
No.
No, I think that was probably, they're
I think that was
like...
probably cool for them.
Were
Because,
they
Yeah.
the same band?
No, Roxy Music is...
Brian Ferry.
Yeah,
and-
but like they're very... Like they kind of started the whole genre that Duran Duran is part of.
Kind of like an emo
So I
rock
think that'd
type
be,
of thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool to be part of that.
And my understanding, unless it's urban legend, but my understanding is that bands don't get to pick who inducts them. But that can't be right.
Yeah,
Because why would they? I mean, Howard Stern got picked. Bon Jovi asked him to do it, and
Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi.
he's
Bon
from
Jovi.
Canadian. What do you want from me?
John Bon Jovi.
He's from
Bon
Northeast
Jovi.
New York.
Just say Bon Jovi.
Oh man, I never got into Bon Jovi's solo stuff. But
I'm a big fan of
Young
Bon
Guns or
Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Yeah. But no,
Silly
Duran
day.
Duran inducting rock. I was happy Roxy Music got in. I'm a big fan of them. And I don't know. I think it would probably be I think Duran Duran is probably self-aware enough to realize. I don't know if they'd get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't think this class they'll get in, though. I mean, I think someday they could get in, but not with this one.
Alan, who would you choose to be in the Rock Hall between Eddie Money, Jim Croce, or the Guess Who?
Jim Croce.
Jesus.
Bad. Leroy Brown.
See, you know
That's
that.
him,
You know
right?
that from your parents. How do you know that?
I know that from chorus in middle school.
Okay,
We had to
I'm
sing
always
that song in
curious
chorus
how
class.
people know songs.
Right?
Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one I think of his that we had to sing. What's another really popular one of his?
He had a couple hits, but
I remember that one. And
I
there's
used to
one more.
confuse him with Harry Chapin. I think Harry Chapin did Cats in the Cradle and the Silver
Yeah.
Spoon.
But
Remember
we
my
would-
ex-wife when our older kids were little?
I thought it was Cat Stevens that did that.
No, Cat
Was it?
Stevens did. Cat Stevens. I'll find all these out. I just remember my ex-wife when our kids were little, and I'd go to work. She'd be like, "And the cat's in the cradle," and this.
We would do
I'm like, God damn it! I gotta go make money. I gotta earn a living.
that Jim Croce song was one of the ones we had to do for voice testing to see if you were like a soprano, alto, whatever.
Yeah.
But we would do it like little kid style. We'd be like, better than old King Kong. Yeah.
Meaner than a junkyard dog.
Woof woof. Yeah.
You Don't Mess Around with Jim was another one.
Yeah, I know that one.
I'm thinking of the father and son song that was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Well, it's outside of Chicago. I like this one.
Cat Stevens was Morning Has Broken. He did Wild World. Cat Stevens did Wild World. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
Yeah. And he also had a song that was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at the end that was about being a dad. That was... It's a good song.
Yeah, this is Harry Chapin. The boy was just like me.
Not Harry Chapin Carpenter.
Harry Chapin, that's a deep dive. Wow. Harry Chapin Carpenter. Between Eddie Money, Jim Croce...
Wasn't it Mary Chapin Carpenter?
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
but like a country act.
Yeah, but that was like someone that my dad had an album of, so I...
Harry Chapin Carpenter. Oh, boy. Between Eddie Money... I'd take out Jim Croce for the Rock Hall, so I'd go between Eddie Money and the Guess Who. The Guess Who did American Woman, No Time, and
I'd go to Guess Who. Although I do like some Eddie Money songs.
I would go, Guess Who are Canadian. Eddie Money was from these United States. I would put Eddie Money in before the Guess Who. That's just me. I don't even know why. I don't have
Eddie Money
explanation
used to
for
have I don't know if he still does. He had a slot machine at the Roxino or the MGM.
Eddie Money
that
did?
was the funniest thing. I met him in passing one time.
He's a money man.
I met him in passing one time when I worked at House of Blues, and he asked for a cigarette in the third person. He said, "You got a cigarette for Eddie Money?"
I love that.
He's in. He's my choice.
And then I saw,
changing it up.
like a couple years later, I saw that he had an Eddie Money slot machine at the Roxine, and I was like, "Got a cigarette for Eddie Money?"
Got 2 levers to pull tonight.
How far into your career do you get before you feel comfortable referring to yourself in the third person?
I don't
How
know.
much success do you have?
I don't know that I could ever do it.
Or is it a function of just not giving an F anymore?
That's a weird brain thing, man. You have to be a strange person in general, not even just
straight up
fame.
Yeah, I feel like that's something
That's
that
like
you're doing before you're famous.
Right.
Like if you're a
That's
third
like-
person kind of like if you're gonna
That
speak
starts
that
in
way.
college, I feel like.
I feel like that's
The D
like the
man.
first time you take like a psychedelic drug, you're like, well, now I'm not really me anymore, so I gotta talk in the third person.
No, but in that context, it's not like saying George likes his chicken spicy.
Do you
like
have
an
a cigarette
affect.
for Eddie Money?
Do you have a cigarette for Eddie Money? I find
Not even, can I have a cigarette?
No, but I thought it was maybe that was his sly way of introducing himself. Like,
maybe.
this
Yeah, I
girl
think so,
probably
for
doesn't
sure.
know who I am.
Yeah.
And if I say, do you
There
have a
was like
cigarette for
a-
Eddie Money, you should have said, yeah, where is he? I'll give it to him.
Right, because there's like a back hallway where you go out to smoke and stuff, and then it's kind of near the green room, but not connected. But you guys have been there.
Did you give him a cigarette?
I don't smoke. I was like, no, I'm just gonna keep
Because you
walking.
would have contributed
But-
to his death had
well,
you done that.
There's like when you work for like those kind of companies, there's a very, very strict like don't fraternize with the talent type of rules. You can lose your job for that kind of stuff.
But can you fraternize with Eddie Money?
I don't know.
Hey, who wants to fraternize with Eddie Money? All right, well, good. Put Eddie Money in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what I'm going to say. It's my parting shot. Smack that ass with the last dying gasp or whatever he says. I don't know. All right, let me break. I'll have those Cavs tickets for you. They're going to be playing the Charlotte Hornets coming up on the 18th. That is 1 week from tonight. So if you want to go to that game at the Romo Fijo, we'll hook it up. 35192. You want to text for anything else? And AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.